Hello and very welcome everyone to this session of the current affairs. Today we are going to learn the current affairs of 23rd of November 2024. So let's start and see what are the things we can learn from this day and what are the things we can add into our notes. So before we start, these are the topics I got covered for you in this session, and have a look at them, and then we will start the session. So first of all, I got some international news, national news, state news. After that, we will discuss some banking and finance news, defense news, science and tech, sports, important days, summits and conference, awards and recognitions, appointment and resignations. And at last, I will summarize all the things for all of you that what we have learned so far in this session. Before we start, the images used in our slide deck are for educational purpose only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. So first news that we have with us today is SBI launches Innovation Hub in partnership with Apex at Singapore FinTech Festival. So Singapore has organized the Singapore FinTech Festival, and in that SBI has launched the Innovation Hub in partnership with Apex. So let's read out at what it is. And remember, recently HDFC was the one who has introduced or started a particular branch in Singapore and has particularly stepped into the international market. So SBI, State Bank of India, has launched the SBI Innovation Hub in partnership with Apex during the Singapore FinTech Festival held from 6th to 8th of November 2024. The Innovation Hub aims to driven financial innovation, digital transformation, advanced financial inclusion. So particularly the hub is particularly prioritizing the things that like financial innovations, the innovations in terms of finance, digital transformation, and advanced financial inclusion. It offers a platform for fintech startups, innovators to design next generation financial solutions using SBI's 250 plus financial service APIs. Platform enables participants to gain recognition, compete for official partnership, and reach millions of users across India. So do remember that SBI has launched the Innovation Hub in partnership with Apex at Singapore FinTech Festival. Another one is the DOP releases a commemorative postage stamp on sickle cell eradication 2047. So it is a particular aim of India that they want to eradicate this particular type of disease, and for that purpose the Department of Post, they have introduced a commemorative postage stamp. So let's read that what it is. So on 15 November, the Department of Post launched a special commemorative postage stamp of rupees 5 denomination on the sickle cell eradication 2047. The stamp was unveiled by Madhya Pradesh Governor Mangu Bhai Patel and Chief Minister Mohan Yadav. Stamp features artwork symbolizing awareness and eradication of sickle cell anemia, particularly in tribal regions. The initiative aims to eliminate sickle cell genetic transmission by 2047, supported by the National Sickle Cell Anemia Eradication Mission. So remember, it is a particular sickle cell anemia. That means a particular deficiency of this type of cells that is really important and a kind of disease prevailing in the tribal area. So to commemorate this type of disease, a particular postage stamp has been introduced, and in which state? In Madhya Pradesh. Remember that. Ayushman Bharat Vay Vandana card achieves over 10 lakh enrollments milestone within 3 weeks of its launch. So as of November 17, 2024, over 10 lakh senior citizens aged 70 and above have enrolled for the Ayushman Bharat Vaya Vandana card. The ABVVC, launched by PM Narendra Modi on 29th October, provides free healthcare benefits under Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. The scheme aims to extend free healthcare benefit to nearly 6 crore senior citizens across 4.5 crore families. Around 4 lakh women aged 70 and above have enrolled under the ABVVC. So remember that this particular scheme is dedicated to the 6 crore senior citizens across 4.5 crore families and around 4 lakh women aged 70. So to provide particular scheme, to provide particular benefits to the senior citizens above the age of 70 or age 70, this mission or this Vaya Vandana card has been introduced by the under the Pradhan Mantri Ayushman Bharat and Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. Next one is Meghalaya is set to celebrate Years of Legends as the Shillong Cherry Blossom Festival marks. So Cherry Blossom Festival is majorly famous in Meghalaya as well as in Japan, and Meghalaya is set to celebrate the Years of Legend this year's festival. The Meghalaya celebrate the Years of Legend as the Shillong Cherry Blossom Festival 2024 from 15 to 16 November 2024. The festival held at the RDSA Sport Complex in Bhoiri Bong, Shillong, featured performances by international stars and local talents. The government of Meghalaya contributed approximately rupees 2 crore for the festival, which recorded over 50,000 visitors. Remember, Nagaland has a festival also that is named as Hornbill Festival, and Meghalaya's festival is the Cherry Blossom Festival. Conrad Sangma is the Chief Minister of Meghalaya. The festival includes musical events, fashion shows, cosplay competitions, art installations, and variety of food and wine stalls. So do remember that Meghalaya is set to celebrate the Years of Legends. Deutsche Bank invest rupees 5,113 crore into India operations for expansion. So we discussed about this one in the last session also, remember, I guess. So Deutsche Bank announced additional investment of rupees 5,113 crores into its Indian operations to support expansion efforts. The new capital investment represents 33% increase in the capital buffer compared to 2023, raising the regulatory capital of to nearly rupees 30,000 crores. Investment aims to expand various business sectors such as corporate banking, investment banking, and private banking. Deutsche Bank confirmed its commitment to support India's growth, focusing on digital transformation, sustainable finance technology, and infrastructure development. So remember that Deutsche Bank invests rupees 5,113 crore into the operations of India for the expansion of the various type of corporate banking, investment banking, and business sectors and private banking. RBI add 10-year sovereign green bonds to non-resident FAR investment. So the highest regulatory body of banking in India that was introduced in 1934, named as RBI, has added 10-year sovereign green bonds. Green bonds are basically those bonds which are particularly marked between the central bank and the government for the purpose of renewable energy production. To the list of specified securities for non-resident investors under the fully accessible route. This move aims to raise capital to fund sustainable initiatives for public sector projects. The Government of India plans to issue rupees 20,000 crore in green bonds in 4 tranches consisting of 2 10-year bonds and 2 30-year bonds. FAR introduced in 2020 allows foreign portfolio investors, non-resident Indians, and other eligible investors to buy specific government securities without investment limits. So do remember that RBI has added up 10-year sovereign green bonds to non-resident FAR investment. Indian Army conducts Sanyukt Vimochan 2024 exercise in Gujarat. So Indian Army, the General of the Indian Army, the Chief of the Army Staff is Mr. Upendra Dwivedi, and the CDS, that is the Chief of Defence Staff, is General Anil Chauhan. So the Indian Army successfully conducted the multilateral annual joint humanitarian assistance and disaster relief exercise. So particular this exercise is dedicated for disaster relief management and humanitarian assistance. Sanyukt Vimochan 2024 from November 18 to 19 in Ahmedabad and Porbandar, Gujarat. The exercise aimed to enhance coordination and response capabilities among various military and civilian agencies. It includes participation from the Indian Navy and Indian Air Force, showcasing advanced combat readiness. Exercise focused on disaster management, humanitarian assistance operations. So do remember that Indian Army has conducted Sanyukt Vimochan exercise in Gujarat, and the purpose was to cooperate to see the coordination of the forces for the purpose of joint humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. DRDO carries out successful flight trial of India's first long-range hypersonic missile. So first of all, the DRDO, that is Defense Research Development Organization, their foundation day is 1st of January, successfully conducted flight trial of India's first long-range hypersonic missile off the coast of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Island, Odisha. The missile can carry various payloads over 1500 km, enhancing Indian military range. So remember, APJ Abdul Kalam Island is a testing range of India where the various type of missiles are being tested. And this is the first long-range hypersonic missile that is being tested. Another testing range is to be built in Andhra Pradesh. Hypersonic missiles travel at a speed above Mach 5, making them highly maneuverable and difficult to detect and intercept. The missile was developed through extensive research at DRDO's various laboratories, particularly the Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Missile Complex in Hyderabad. Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the former president of India, he became the president in 2002, and he was also known as the Missile Man of India. He was very famous for the development of indigenous developments of missile. That is why he is sometimes also known as the father of indigenous developments of missile in India. Indian Army introduces 550 ASME machine pistol into Northern Command. So if you remember, in July, we discussed about this one, that the ASME machine pistol was being introduced to the Indian Army, and now it has been given to the Northern Command of Indian Army. So Indian Army has introduced 550 units of indigenously developed ASME machine pistol in the Northern Command. The weapon was developed by Colonel Prasad Bansod of the Indian Army in collaboration with the DRDO and manufactured by Lokesh Machines in Hyderabad. So remember, who was the officer who was involved in the manufacturing? That was Mr. Colonel Prasad Bansod, and along with DRDO and Lokesh Machines. ASME is designed for a close quarter battles and specialized operations, featuring an aircraft grade aluminium upper receiver and a carbon fiber lower receiver. With an estimated production cost of around under 50,000 per unit, the ASME is set to strengthen the domestic security forces and has the potential to enter international markets. So do remember, the ASME is an indigenously machined pistol gun and is being developed by three entities. One is Mr. Colonel Prasad Bansod, and another one is DRDO, and the manufacturer are Lokesh Machines in Hyderabad. SpaceX launches India GSAT-20 satellites into space. So first of all, you need to understand what is GSAT, geostationary satellites or geosynchronous satellites. Particularly, these satellites are deployed for the purpose of mapping and observing the climate. And they are basically set at the height of 36,000 kilometers from the surface of the Earth. So on November 19, SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket launched India's GSAT-N2 or GSAT-20 from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida, USA. Satellites developed by the New Space India Limited weighs 4,700 kilograms and has a mission life of 14 years. GSAT-20 will provide internet communication service across India, including remote regions, with a capacity of 48 Gbps. The satellites incorporates a Ka-band high throughout communication payload and feature 32 user beams for enhanced data transmission. So this particular satellite is for the purpose of communication, but particularly if we talk about geosynchronous satellites, they are majorly helping in the, other than communication, they help in the observing and mapping system of the Earth. Pixel unveils hyperspectral satellite constellation Fireflies. So Bangalore-based space startup Pixel has introduced Fireflies, a constellation of 6 next-generation hyperspectral satellites set to be launched in 2025. Fireflies will offer unmatched precision, with their native 5-meter resolution, more than 150 spectral bands, and a 40-kilometer wide swath. Constellation will deliver critical data for early detection of crop disease, pinpointing water stress, real-time deforestation monitoring, and tracking ocean pollution. So these are the particular aims for which this particular type of satellite constellation is being deployed. Remember the name Fireflies, and it is being developed by the Bangalore-based space startup Pixel. Pixel plans to expand a constellation of 24 satellites in the future. So particularly this constellation consists of total 24 satellites that are being deployed, and it will take care of the following aims that will be data will be transferred to the Earth. Tata Steel Chess Tournament 2024, Magnus Carlsen won both Rapid and Blitz titles. So Rapid and Blitz are the terms used in chess. Remember that. And these are the type of game. Like in cricket, you have T20, you have one day international, you have test. So in chess, we have Rapid, Blitz, and classical titles. So 5-time world champion Grandmaster Magnus Carlsen won both the Rapid and Blitz title at 6th edition of the Tata Steel Chess India Rapid and Blitz 2024 tournament. Carlsen won the Blitz title by defeating Vidit Gujrati in the final round, ending with 13 points. He secured the Rapid title by defeating Daniil Dubov in the open category with 7.5 points. In the women's category, Russian GM Alexandra Goryachkina secured the Rapid title, and Katrina Lagno won the Blitz title. But in men's category, Magnus Carlsen won both the titles of Rapid as well as Blitz. Remember his name. DOB released special cover to mark 121st anniversary of MVC. So on November 2024, the Department of Post commemorated 121st anniversary of Madras Veterinary College by releasing a special cover. So Department of Post have introduced a stamp dedicated for the sickle cell awareness, and it was of ₹5. And on the other side, on the 121st anniversary of Madras Veterinary College, they have also introduced a special cover. Special cover signifies the rich heritage and achievement of MVC, featuring iconic buildings and the institution's logo. MVC, founded on 1st October, was the third veterinary college in India, became the constituent unit of Tamil Nadu Veterinary and Science University in 1989. University ranked 12th in the National Institutional Ranking Framework 2023 for agriculture and allied sectors. So do you remember what is the name? So Department of Post have released a special cover to mark 121st anniversary of MVC. World Toilet Day, 19th November. It is aligning with International Men's Day. So United Nations World Toilet Day is observed annually on 19th November to highlight the challenges posed by inadequate sanitation. The theme for the World Toilet Day is Toilets, a Place for Peace. The day aims to draw attention to public health, environmental and dignity issues related to sanitation. World Toilet Organization declared 19th November as the World Toilet Day in 2001, and UN recognized it in 2013. So remember, World Toilet Day is aligning with the Indian International Men's Day. National Integration Day. National Integration Day or Qawmi Ekta Divas is observed annually on 19th November. So 19th November is International Men's Day, Toilet Day, and National Integration Day. To commemorate birth anniversary of Indira Gandhi, India's first female Prime Minister. The day aims to promote unity, peace, and love across India's diverse communities. 19th November 2024 marks 107th birth anniversary of Indira Gandhi. The day also marks the beginning of National Integration Week, observed from 19th November to 25th of November. So do remember that National Integration Day is marked on 19th November and is aligning with the International Men's Day, International Toilet Day, and other than that, the birthday of the former and the first female Prime Minister of India, that is Mrs. Indira Gandhi. International Men's Day, as I was saying. So 19th November is celebrated as observed as International Men's Day to honor and celebrate the vital role of man in society, family, and communities. The theme for IMD 2024 is Positive Male Role Models. The IMD project was launched by Thomas Foster in 1992 and revived in 1999 by Dr. Jerome Tilak Singh. First ever IMD was observed on 19 November 1999 in Trinidad and Tobago. So remember International Men's Day and International Toilet Day and National Integration Day. All the three are on 19 November. PM Narendra Modi addresses Hindustan Times Leadership Summit 2024 in New Delhi. So recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the 22nd Hindustan Times Leadership Summit in New Delhi. The summit, held from 14 to 16 November, saw the release of the commemorative postage stamp of ₹5 denomination, celebrate 100 years of Hindustan Times. PM Modi outlined vision for development with dignity, aiming to transform India into developed nation by 2047. STLS, launched in 2003, serves as a platform for leaders across various sectors to engage in meaningful discussions. So do remember that PM Narendra Modi addressed the Hindustan Times Leadership Summit 2024 in New Delhi. Victor Zaire Tilvig from Denmark crowned Miss Universe 2024. So Maria Victoria Zaire Tilvig from Denmark has been crowned Miss Universe 2024 at the 73rd edition of pageant held in Mexico City, that is the capital of Mexico. This marks Denmark's first ever victory in the global beauty pageant with participation from 125 contestants. Miss Nigeria Chidima Edet Sinha secured second spot as first runner-up, while Miss Mexico Maria Fernand Beltran finished in third place as second runner-up. India was represented by Riya Singha from Gujarat, who made it to the top 30 finalists. So remember who represented India? That was Riya Singha from Gujarat. And who was the winner? Victoria Zaire Tilvik from Denmark. The capital of Denmark is Copenhagen, and you can find it at the top of the North Europe, lining adjacent to Germany. Harini Amara Surya appointed as the 17th Prime Minister of Sri Lanka. So remember her name. Now the Sri Lanka's president is Anura Kumara Dissanayake. Remember his name also. Appointed Harini Amara Surya as the 17th Prime Minister of Sri Lanka. NPP coalition secured 159 seats in Sri Lanka, 225 members parliament granting legislative power. Harini Amara Surya will also serve as the Minister of Education, Higher Education, Vocational Education. Other key appointments include Vijita Herath as the Foreign Minister, Ananda Vijaypala as the Public Security, Parliamentary Affairs Minister, and Bimal Ratnaike as the Transport, Highway, Ports and Civil Aviation Minister. So remember two names. One is Anura Kumara Dissanayake and the other one is the Harini Amara Surya. So these are the President and the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka. K. Sanjay Murthy appointed as the 15th CAG, that is Comptroller Auditor General of India, under Article 148. So K. Sanjay Murthy has been appointed as the 15th Comptroller Auditor General. Who is the Comptroller Auditor General? He is the General Auditor of India, comes under Article 148. And particularly they scrutinize the accounts of central government and state government, and if they found anything that is suspicious, so they will submit the report. In case of center, it will be submitted to the president. In case of a state, it will be submitted to the governor of that state. And on that purpose, on that basis, the particular scam comes in front of us. So that is CAG. He succeeds Girish Chandra Murmu, who retired on 20th November 2024 and will serve until 2029. Prior to this appointment, Sanjay Murthy served as the Secretary of Department of Higher Education, Ministry of Education. So before this, he was the Secretary of Higher Education, Ministry of Education. Who is the Minister of Education? That is Dharmendra Pradhan. He has held several important administrative positions in the state government of Himachal Pradesh and the central government. So remember, K. Sanjay Murthy replaces Girish Chandra Murmu. Let's summarize. So, SBI launches Innovation Hub in partnership with Apex at Singapore FinTech Festival. DOP releases a commemorative postage stamp on sickle cell eradication. Ayushman Bharat Vay Vandana card achieves over 10 lakh enrollment milestone within 3 weeks of its launch. Meghalaya is set to celebrate the Years of Legend at Shillong Cherry Blossom Festival. Deutsche Bank invests 5,113 crore in the Indian operations for expansion. RBI add 10-year sovereign green bonds to non-resident FAR investment. Indian Army conducts Sanyukt Vimochan 2024 exercise in Gujarat. DRDO carries out successful flight trial of India's first long-range hypersonic missile. Indian Army introduced 550 ASME machine pistols into the Northern Command. SpaceX launches India's GSAT-20 satellites into space. Pixel unveils hyperspectral satellite constellation Fireflies. Tata Steel Chess Tournament 2024, Magnus Carlsen won both Rapid and Blitz title. DOP released special cover to mark 121st anniversary of MVC, World Toilet Day 19 November, International Men's Day 19 November, and National Integration Day 19 November. PM Narendra Modi addresses Hindustan Times Leadership Summit 2024 in New Delhi. Victoria Zaire Helvig from Denmark crowned Miss Universe 2024. Harini Amara Surya appointed as the 17th Prime Minister of Sri Lanka. Sanjay Murthy replaced Girish Chandra Murmu, has been appointed as the 15th Comptroller Auditor General of India. And that's it in this session, guys. I hope you gained a lot of knowledge and learned a lot of things through this session. And hope to see you all there in the next session as well. And till the time we meet, bye bye. Take care, everyone, and see you soon.